Hi guys, welcome back to Nadia the Gaming, and we are on Island Nublar on Jurassic World Evolution 3. So in the last one, what we were doing is just working through a few bits, building up some areas in order to get ourselves some dinosaurs on the go. So we've got 4 Dilophosaurus down here, and an absolute shed load
Ladies and gentlemen,
of dinosaurs along
welcome
here.
the
So we've got
to the park.
Gallimimus, which are breeding, and we've got hadrosaurs that are breeding. There we go. Let's have a close-up look at one of these. Oh, we can't actually... Oh, yes, we can. There we go. So that's one of our female Edmontosaurus. So they look happy. Right. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is we're going to be having a look at these environments because they're not quite what I want. These are just basics just to get some dinosaurs into the park. So we're going to be building much better looking environments for it. So I think what we need to do is start with the hadrosaur area, hadrosaurs and Gallimimus. So we are going to build them an area, but it's not going to be just a basic fence around. We're going to see if we can drop this terrain and then put in a water source there with the plants, trees obviously, but we're not going to have a fence. We're going to have like a sort of ridge, I suppose, a cliffside there where they can actually just run around loose, but they can't get out, if you see what I mean. So if we go to the terrain building set, which is... Where's terrain building? Transport, multi-select, first person, demolish. There we go, this is terrain. So, let's see if we can drop some of this terrain down around here. Don't actually want it all rocky though, that's the thing. So let's see if we can flatten that terrain. There we go, that's looking much better. So I need to make sure it's going to be big enough for him. Let's make it a little bit bigger, because I may even put sauropods into this eventually. Not sure yet. That went the wrong way round then. There we go. So right, that's a bit flat at the moment, but we can make that look better with things like rocks and that. So there's our area for the hadrosaurs. Is it big enough? That is the question I'm going to ask myself. They seem to be sitting around this sort of half, don't they? So it could be all right. Right, now what I need to do is I need to find me some rocks, because we're gonna rock around it. But actually, first of all, I think what we'll do, let's see if we can get a path along here. Let's go for mossy stones there. We'll bring it around the substation, down to the edge. Probably wasn't the best move because it's not a very visible one. There we go. That's coming along there quite nicely. Let's get the right keys. I'm hitting the wrong key. That's why it's going a bit awry there. Right, so we stop that at that point there. That should be ample. So we need to build this up a little bit because I don't want any of them coming up the sides. So we got to make it look good as well. So at the back here, I think this is where we're going to have our water source. So I think we'll only need shallow water because it's only hadrosaurs. They don't really do the water thing, do they? We'll build that up there. I was hoping I'd get a waterfall there, to be honest. See, I thought water to water just made instant waterfalls. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go back into the terrain tool, and I want to flatten that up there. This is too big. I need to turn this radius down. That's what's making too much happen in one go. So if I do that there. Water radius. Can I make water along here? And then rebuild my water around there. It's still not making a waterfall, is it? Does it need to be deep water? No, that's not actually working. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about that then for now. So, we got a bit of a bowl on the go there. I'm a bit concerned about the size of it though, for the hadrosaurs. Will it be too small? So right, so let's try and make it look a bit better with rocks and stuff like that. Start building it up. Let's find what we need. Swamp and wetland, we don't really need that. Boulder wastes. So much stuff on here. Right, so where can we get boulders from? That probably rocks. There we go. So we got plenty of them. Z next to rotate. Way too big. Let's try that one. Right. Okay, let's put that one in there. So the good thing about this is we can rotate them and it will make them look a bit different when compared to the other ones. See, the thing is, they've got to be, the dinosaurs have got to be visible, so. Is that going to work? No, I don't really like that. Doesn't look right. So. So I suppose really it could be left as it is. We don't really need anything along there because I doubt they're going to get up there. So I could actually put the boulders down low, couldn't I? To stop them. But that's going to take up more space. Which is something I don't really want to do. But let's jump back into the rocks. And let's just see what we can do around the bottom here. for a different one. I just keep chopping and changing between different types. As well as chopping and changing their direction each time. So all I've got to do is just make sure that they can't climb over it. It's too small, that one. See, they're going in quite nicely. They're making quite a nice natural barrier. And as long as I can stop them from climbing. A bit too big. Ah, that looks like a good one. That one as well. That one looks like they might be able to climb up on it. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Let's have a look. Let's try that one. No, again, they can climb up on that. It's not. So we could have a bigger one up in here. I didn't really think it was going to be quite as big as that, but let's chuck that in there. Let's just see how that looks. Let's go and have a look. See, that doesn't look too bad. I quite like it. These terrains here are rocky. I may need to see if I can block them off somehow as well. Wish it wasn't raining though. That's a bit of a pain. Storm warning, of course there is. Right, so at this end, if I do a where have I got no power? There we go. So if we go to the ranger station, which was here, I think.
I spend a lot of time just observing the dinosaurs and making notes on their behavior. I lose hours like that, and that's time lost on my tasks, too. Could you help with this one?
We can research flying reptiles, I suppose. Right, where's the repair teams? I thought I switched the maintenance thing off. Well, sure I had, because I'm trying to do stuff that still makes the park look like a working park, but doesn't actually affect me trying to build it. Right. Park unlimited power, unlimited fuel, invincible vehicles, sabotage, construction, maintenance, wear and tear is off. Weather level. Let's just put it down to calm, I think. We could probably change it at a later date if we want to. Needs maintenance. I think it's okay at the moment. How's my Dilopho's doing? They're agitated by the storm. But that won't matter, because that won't be happening much longer. Right, so let's go back over to the Hadrosaur paddock. So yes, that's not looking too bad. So I'm going to put some big cliff type. That looks a bit funky. We better we don't need it to be completely dynamic ramp, fixed ramp, smooth top, raised terrain to flatten. See, there's some good stuff there. I wish that had worked to do the waterfall though. That would look pretty cool up there, wouldn't it? Intensity, slope. Don't know what intensity and slope means, to be honest. So there's water up there, but it's not creating a waterfall. I have to look into that, see what I can do about that. Right, so I wanted to stick a couple of large boulders up here to stop any attempts at escape. Whoops, don't need that. That's what I need. Struth, that is one massive big boulder. So it gives it like a cliffside there. I may have to bring this out a little bit, to be honest, because I don't think the hadrosaurs are going to like such a small environment. So compared to the one they're in, I think I need to get rid of these nests, stop them breeding for the time being. There, right, that should stop them. So, I'm just looking at the size of them compared to that area. So what I probably could do is increase it over this way, couldn't I? So let's demolish that path down there, and I'm going to get rid of these rocks so I can build further up this way. So let's lower this terrain. Let's flatten to match that. Yeah, I think that's better. No, do they? Those cliffs, they really block the sun, don't they? I think we might have to rethink that. But they weren't really blocking it at all, were they? But I think they were still a bit too big, to be honest. The sun is coming over this way, so it's not going to be too bad. Right, so let's get back in there. Let's have a quick look at what else we've got here. Props, decals, modules. Okay. They're aquatic, they're desert. Oh, we've got loads of stuff. Right, so there's different types of rock as well. Okay. Didn't know that before, but that's all good. We don't mind. Right, so I'm gonna try and block this off a little bit more. Blocking things off like this will look good, but it makes like a natural barrier as opposed to a fence. So let's just let's go down and have a look in there. Yeah, see, that doesn't look too bad at all, does it? I've just got to try and make sure that they can't get up these sides. Should be far too steep for them, to be honest. Nice little natural platform there where we could put nests when we want them to breed. So yeah, we're going to have to block the bottom of this off, because otherwise I think they will be getting up and out through some of these areas. So let's see what we can drop down in here. I like the way these are slotting in together. They're actually looking looking natural. Put a big one in. Now if I can just bring them up along here, there shouldn't be any way that they can get out of there. And at some point as well, I'm probably going to have to fill in. Just try to get that slot in nicely there. I'm going to have to fill in some of these little gaps behind because it's not going to look right when you're actually looking down, I don't think. There we go. Right, so let's have a look up on the path. And let's see. So there we go. As we're walking along the path, we can actually see down into their environment. So we should get a good view of everything going on down there. So let's I've got a feeling that I might want this path to be closer to the edge than it is. Let's see how close we can actually get it. So we can get pretty much right up to the edge of it, which is good. Come on, don't mess around. So we're actually getting it quite close to the edge there, which is pretty good. And if we bring it along there, just finish it there. And let's chuck him down again and see how that looks. So as we're coming along this path here, we can actually see right down the slope there, and we can see what all the hadrosaurs are up to, apart from this bit here. But that's all right. There, I might even put a like some benches where people could sit and watch what the hadrosaurs are up to. So let's flesh this out ready for the hadrosaurs to go in. Let's get some nice trees. Right, hang on, I've got to remember what hadrosaurs require. Right, so missing wetland. Oh, I see, okay. So they do need wetland. That's okay. So let's find cover and pastures, arid barren, wetland. So that might suit them. So they've now got a bit of wetland. So they need ground fibre. Okay. No worries, we'll put ground fibre in for them. Ground fibre, there we go. So we'll fill it out nicely with that. Now that's looking like a good environment. So, what we need to do now is to get them in there. Right, add a task. I've got to make sure I get the hadrosaurs and not the bloody compies. So if I do a couple at a time, there are so many compies in here.
Infrastructure damage.
I don't want to do him there because I don't want him in the trees. Right, so
Picking up asset. Asset collection request received.
add a new task. So missing pasture.
Assets in the air. Asset being transported.
Right, they're going up a bit. So we'll see how they end up. So we've got others coming yet as well, so
Assets in the air.
so it's a good viewing point.
Damage found, but I'm on it. Asset transported.
So So I think that's the last asset to come over. I could have absolutely sworn that I had more than that. Dinosaur anxiety growing. Fears about living alongside dinosaurs are spreading. The entertainment sector advises an education ad campaign and fast. Yeah, let's just run it.
Delivery has been completed. On route for repair.
I just noticed something about this. There's no gateway in. And now there is. Right.
Transportation complete.
So there's a lot of little Edmontos in here. So they're going to have to go over. So let's get them. Hopefully that should be all the little ones. Another one. Right. Deliver them over to...
Asset to be collected. En route to collect the asset.
Right, so I don't know whether that's all of them now.
Delivery complete. Transportation on hold.
Ah, there's one there. Let's just make sure we got nothing down here. Right, so that should be all the hadrosaurs.
Asset has been delivered.
I'm just a bit disappointed that I've got them in an area that's dark all the time. But it looks okay. Let's make sure they're happy. Missing pasture and missing wetland. Never happy, are they? Well, that's wetland there. That's wetland. So I suppose I could put some wetland. So wetland around there. So wetland is going up. I should really set the sandbox so they're happy where I put them. Right. Okay, so I've got that set to off, and for some reason it's still working. Not quite sure why that is, but not to worry. So we'll leave them at that for now. What we can do eventually, we might be able to expand on this area for them. But what I really need to do is start thinking about more dinosaurs now. So let's get over to the science area to see what fossils we got. Alright, we got no fossils, but we got expeditions now. Right, the Lystrosaurus. I think we can make the Lystrosaurus now, actually. Research to unlock. Right, let's go into research. Attractions, gas, operations. Right, here we go. So I really want to build something that's going to bring something very attractive into the park. So we can get Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Utahraptor, Metriacanthosaurus. There we can get Giganotosaurus, T-Rex, Carnotaurus, Acrothanc. Shall I try that again? Acrocanthosaurus. What's that? Queenzosaurus. Not heard of that one before. Insufficient skill. Right, so okay there. But I need that skill up. So I need to bring that skill up so I can actually start to find some of these flying reptiles and marine reptiles. Ichthyosaurus, Plesiosaurus, Chronosaurus, Dunkleosteus. That'd be good. I'd like to get Dunkleosteus. Can't get the Spino, Baryonyx or the Suchomimus. But we can get omnivores. The Oviraptors. Interested? Right, so how do we get our skills up? Insufficient skill. Is that a scientist trait? Skill, yeah. So we need to get some of their traits up. She's got no skill at all. Okay, so I'm going to recruit some more scientists, I think. Increase all skills by 1. That'll be handy. So let's get him in. Faster incubation, that's not really a problem. Faster research isn't really a problem. Cheaper incubation, faster treatment. Positive influence, faster research, motivated, faster extraction. Yeah, there's nothing else I really need on that, to be honest. So let's see if we can finish off with the Lystrosaurus. Right, who had no skill? Because they're the one that I want to get in. So if I add her to it anyway, will that increase her skill over time? Okay, so if I'll send those 3. Dig site blocked. Extinction now are blocking your team from accessing the expedition site by petitioning the local government. Let's grease the wheels. Money's no option, spared no expense. You know how it goes. Right, so that's on the go. Let's just have a quick little check on our hadros. Still not happy. Wetland needed 1 more.
Asset delivered.
So if I do a little bit more wetland over here. That's a bloody great rock, not a wetland. Right, wetland's fine. Pasture is not, though. Right. It doesn't look as though they're getting out of there, though. Which is good. Oh, I just wish it was lighter. I probably dug that bowl out a bit deeper than I needed to be fair. Right. Hopefully they should be back soon. Let's check on our dilos, shall we? Let's see if they're happy. Of course they're not happy. Not enough space. Right, let's see what we got. Lystrosaurus, Lystrosaurus, Lystrosaurus. Where's the genome at the moment? We're at 14%. There we go, let's get them working on that. So yeah, the Dilophosaurus needs more. Let's have a look in the settings and see if we can... No, I don't think there's anything in there that helps with it. It has to be the sandbox settings. Dinosaur comfort is off. So yeah, if the dinosaur comfort is off, that shouldn't be having a problem with them, should it? Especially trait on, off, apply. Yeah, I don't understand why that's not switching that off. Bays are in use. What have I got in here? Oh, I've got more compies in here, haven't I? Let's discard those. I don't need those at the moment. What I could do with actually is this one. I'd like to put some sauropods into it, because they'll be able to go with the Gallimimus. So let's have a look at getting onto Gallimimus. Right, so they're being done. Research. There we go. Let's have a look and see what we've got here that can be compatibility genes, which affect potential mates a dinosaur can breed with. Confined space adaptation. Right. Let's put her onto that one. There we go. Let's start those with that one. And then we can start putting that into subsequent breeds. New complete genome. Lystrosaurus. So I'm just thinking if I can make a better place to put the Dilophosaurus, then perhaps we can put the Lystrosaurus in there, because they're only small. But again, that was only put up as a temporary enclosure. So I've got space here, which should be good for putting carnivores. I've got to make sure that I'm not overdoing the space. Right, there we go. So we've got that now. That's good. No fossils. Right, so that's depleted of Gallimimus. Depleted of Edmontosaurus and Edmontosaurus. So yeah, I need to be bringing these skills up. Here we go. We can research this one. There we go. It's going to take all of them to do this, but we definitely need a large carnivore. Preferably a T-Rex, because a T-Rex is always going to be the #1 bringer. Nighttime's coming already. Doesn't take long, does it? How are they looking now? Are they happy? Of course they ain't. There's not enough pasture. Water. So they got more water than they actually need. What's going on here? There we go, that one's fine. Right. So I'm not really sure there's anything else I can do for them at the moment. Right, so he matures in 3 years, that one.
Filling up a generator.
Still not back yet. Oh, that's because I haven't sent them out. Giganoto, Carnotaurus, T-Rex, T-Rex. So we're going to have to go out on T-Rex. Right, I think we need to build an enclosure for T-Rex. So I think what we'll do is we'll... Will that one be alright in there, I wonder? Or will that be too small for him? Let's have a look at the... I'm going to have to research the larger gates, aren't I? Because I've only got medium at the moment, and a Rex is going to go straight through a medium fence. Right, okay, let's... 5 issues reported. Income per minute is piss poor. Of course it is. Right, okay. So research. There we go, enclosures. Large electric fence. Heavy fence. Scientists busy, I don't have enough scientists. Right, as soon as they come back, they're going to have to work on that. So they're still away at the moment. While I'm waiting, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. So let's talk about the overview of what I'm planning to do with this in the long run. This here is a mainstay, so this isn't going to change much. This area here is probably going to get completely dismantled and swapped around, moved to a better area. As I said, the Dilophosaurus are going to have a better enclosure because that one's not very good. That was only a temporary measure just to get some carnivores into the park. Hadrosaurs, I'm not completely happy with that enclosure at all, to be honest. So what I may end up doing is building a new one, moving the Hadrosaurs again, flattening all this off, and then rebuilding it for something else. But that can be later on. We don't need to do anything else with that right now. So I need to be thinking about the Rex, and we still got the Lystrosaurus as well. Now temporarily, the Lystrosaurus can go in here when the Dilophosaurus has been moved. But we ain't done that yet. Alright, is that the helicopter coming back? No, I thought I could hear it. No, it's definitely not. Right, so what we do have is a nice big supply of Gallimimus. Let's see if they're totally happy. So what are they missing? Missing ground leaf. Right, we need more ground leaf and wetland. Okay. So we've got plenty of room to do that here. And pay to have the specimens released. Yeah. We'll just do that. So let's give them some more wetland. I think we'll do that over here. probably not the best move there because I've just put that right in front of the viewing places, but ground leaf, they need more ground leaf. Loads of room for ground leaf down here. Ground leaf, there we go. How's that? Almost. So let's put a little bit more ground leaf up around there. And there we are, we got happy Gallimimus. So this one, as I said earlier, we're going to be putting sauropods into here. So that's why I've got a bit of deep water in there, which I may run up to the back a bit further at some point. And I need to leave it big because they can live with the Gallimimus. That's fine. See, it's showing them to be happy, even though they got these things missing. So, blimey, what happened there? They're quite noisy. Right, okay. They are a bit noisy, but meh. Let's see what we got. Sell. Sell. Bit of Rexy. I think we need to get that out first. So let's extract that. Let's get her going to get her some experience, and him. And right, I think I wanted to research the gates, wasn't it? Insufficient skill again. That is frustrating. Let's recruit another scientist and see if I can get one. Increase genetics potential by 5 and genetic skill by 3. All skills by 1. Decrease task time by 50%. Reduce the cost of synthesis. Decrease task time. Decrease task time. Task time. Increase logistics potential by 5. But at the moment, I need the skills increased. So let's hire her in for now. I'm still not going to be... Oh, I am. Excellent. Right, so let's start her off in there. Right, it's going to take all of them, but we got to have it. So let's see. So we haven't got a huge amount of space. That's the thing. It looks big, but it's not. Once we start. What's happening here? I thought we had a power outage, yeah. Not to worry. Right.
Fueling generator.
Do you know, I've not driven a vehicle around here yet. We'll have to do that at some point soon, I think. While I'm waiting for them to get back from the expedition that they are back from. Right. There's another Rex there. Start them on that. So we can actually make a Rex at the moment. But I do have to make an enclosure for it. So where is that enclosure going to be? I'm sort of thinking of this area here.
The dinosaurs see their enclosures as home. That's a sign we're doing something right.
Excellent. There we go. So we can now do the large gates. So we cannot do the heavy fences. So we're going to have to hope that the large electric fences are going to be enough to keep the Rex inside. Right, let's have a look. I think we might make the Rex's area down here. I was also thinking of maybe putting a hotel there that overlooks the Rex's enclosure. Right, so I think what we need to do, we need to lower the terrain, but I don't want the intensity to be too over the top. I don't even know if this is doing anything. Okay, it is lowering it. That's good. So what I'll do is I'll flatten all this out afterwards. But the Rex is going to need quite a substantial area. I want to drop it down a little bit, but not too much. So if I flatten it to that, there we go. So that doesn't look too bad. So if I now fence around that area, I hate it when it jumps like that. Don't jump like that. Just move slightly. Right. Hopefully that should be okay. So what I'm going to need to do is find out what the T-Rex needs. So I need to find out where the encyclopedia is. That's the wrong one again. Searching the fossils. Right, so let's send some back there again because I really want this to be. I really want it to be 100% before I actually put the Rex in here. Right, so how do I get to the... What else have we got on guests now? Oh, I see. I can't remember how to get to the Dinosauropedia thing, so I can see what they require. It's not there. I thought it was in control room. So build a staff centre for more. Okay, let's build another staff centre because I need more. I can build that up here. But can I get a path out of there? That's the question. Yeah.
Generator getting refueled.
Right, so... So where's the staff centre? Thought that was in this one. So I guess, where's the staff centre? Building limit increase unlocked. Oh, I see. Right, let's research that then. So I need 5 on there, so 3, 4, 5. Some of these are going to need to rest soon, aren't they? So we'll get them working on that. Let's get on to Rexy. So if we bring out a path out of there. Come on, I only want a little curve on that. Oh, that is so annoying. Okay. Right, so if we put a viewing gallery in there. So they can see the Rex from that point there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery. ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Right, so we can see him well from in there. So let's go and build that second science center. Scientist center. There we go. Right, so let's... So if I put that there...
One of our juvenile dinosaurs is all grown up. Thank you, truly, for giving it an environment where it can grow and prosper.
Yeah, no worries. Right, we sell that one. More Rex. That'd be 10%, that's 18. So let's begin that task. So it's only 3 on that one. She's tired, so is she. And so is she. So they're going to have to rest up. She can do this one all on her own. So let's do that. So let's go to the staff center and she can rest. Right, so let's rest her up. Rest her up. Rest her up. Now who's low on this? Let's train. Confirm that one. She can't train at the moment because she's resting. Same with her. Okay, that's fine for the time being. So I need to know where my genome. Hang on. Can I get it from here? There's the Rexy. So can we? Let's go to modify. We're gonna have to have 2. We're gonna have to have a male and a female in there. But I'm gonna have to change their genome. That's fitness, they're fine. Tolerance, sociability. Right, so they haven't got the trait for living in the small environment, which I don't think theirs is gonna be. Oh, I like that one. I think we'll try that. So that's the female, Big E. And the male... I like that one. So the difference is... So that's the sort of colour of Rexy from the first film, I believe. So let's do her with that colour. And then the male can be that colour. No, I already chose it. $97. So we'll save and exit that. Scientists are busy. So that's okay, because I don't want to do it just yet, because the genome's still only 66%. Looks like they're back. So, let's send the expeditions back out. So there's still some wrecks there. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so just gonna have to send all 3 of them out. Right, let's continue building the Rex enclosure. That didn't really tell me much about what the Rex needs, did it? Gallimimus has matured. 2 minutes 38 on the formation. Fossil extraction is complete, so let's see where that is on the genome now. So the Rex is now at 84%, which is pretty good. So once they get back, even if we can get it up to about 90%, I'll be happy on that. So let's extract that, because that's another 8%. That is a big enclosure. Eventually, if it seems to be too big in the long run, I can always cut a bit off, or maybe even put a wall across and make another carnivore enclosure on the other side. But I really need to know. Ah, there we go. I got them back again. I really need to know what environment the T-Rex lives in, what environment it needs. Right, fossil extraction is complete, so that puts the Rex now at 92%. So I'll just wait till they get back, and then we will be able to get the Rexes ready. I can hear what's that? Oh no, that's that. I thought that was a helicopter coming back. 40 seconds left for that. Right, so how can I see the individual dinosaur traits? You know, what they need, what kind of environment they need. Toggle animation. Oh, right, so oh, hang on. There we go. Right up in the corner. Right, so it needs arid, it needs cover, it needs pasture, water, and prey. Likes, I assume that's the large sauropods. Dislikes other carnivores. Thirsty, large appetite, short-lived, needy, intolerant. So I'm going to put a male and a female in, and I'm going to put a nesting site in there as well. So I need arid, a little bit of arid, but mostly pasture. So let's change this area for arid. There we go. So we do need a little bit of pasture. So I could do that there. I wonder if that would be enough. Better give them some water. Let's have a view. Don't look too bad. So I better give them some rocks and that. And they're also going to need obviously an animal what do you call it? An animal feeder. Just try and rock their area out a little bit with some various rocks. There we go, let's rocked it out a little bit, just to make it look a little bit better. Let's just put a few of these sort of little plants around. There we go, that doesn't look too bad. They're going to love it, aren't they? Right, we better put a feeder in there. Actually, before I do anything else, what I do need to put is a gate. Keep forgetting the gates. Let's just put a normal gate in about there. So it's accessible. We'll put the feeder in, but it's going to need to be a goat feeder for live prey. And if we put that there, excellent.
Fuel incoming.
Right. Let's extract that. And we should be looking at 100% genome on that one. And the T-Rex being the most famous of the carnivorous dinosaurs should be enough to actually bring the crowds into the park. Is that electrified? Should be. There we go. Complete genome. So let's get ourselves 2 Rexes. Begin the task. Right, 5, 7, 12, 14. Might need some training.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
Right, so let's train her up. Train her up with those. I think we might give Wassam. Oh, he does. Oh, he's doing a task, that's why. It's going to take a little bit longer to do these ones. Ranger. Where's my maintenance? Add a task. Gonna sort this place out. Resupply.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Right, so let's... Oh, I only got one. Large appetite and short-lived. That's a shame. But it's not the worry, because that should bring us... But let's do a female first. 13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one with 2. There we go.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
Right, it's going to cost me a lot of money to do this one. Even though it doesn't matter. Right. I'm not going to do anything else yet until we've got the Rexes on the go. Let's just check out how the Hadrosaurs are doing. Still not liking that lack of pasture. See, they're showing us happy, so I don't think that's too bad. Oh, I wish I could have got that waterfall there. That would have looked so good. But I will work on that, figure that one out. I need sauropods. I really need sauropods.
Fixing it up.
Let's have a look at research on here. Let's have a look at sauropod dig sites. So I want some Brachios and some Apatosaurus. But I wouldn't mind Dreadnoughtus as well, to be honest. Well, any of those, Diplodocus, Mamenchiosaurus or Dreadnoughtus. I know it sounded a bit strange the way I just said Diplodocus then, but hey ho. What we got here? Oh, Therizinosaurus. Love it. Yeah, let's go for the big ones. Eventually, that is, once we got scientists available. Dimetrodon, Atrociraptor, Pyroraptor, and Deinonychus. Herrerasaurus, Velociraptor, Coelophysis, and Troodon. Morus intrepidus, Proceratosaurus. Morus intrepidus, that's going to be very small. Medium carnivores, Eutyrannus, Albertosaurus. Medium carnivores, Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Utahraptor, Metriacanthosaurus. Okay. So we also need to start looking at marine reptiles, don't we? Mosasaurus, Attenborosaurus, Megalodon. I need Megalodons in my park. And I also need Dunkleosteus as well. My favourite of the prehistoric fish. I thought there would have been a Liopleurodon. But I mean, we got Chronosaurus there. That's close. Yeah. So we got plenty that we can actually do on there. So I'm happy enough with the way that's going. So how's my Rexy doing? Rexy's getting there. So we're going to have to do a male afterwards. This area's just got Rex written all over it. Nice bit of water. See, it shouldn't be able to get out the sides there. The only area it can get up to is over here. Then it's not going to really be able to do much else. So I could actually put some stones there, couldn't I, to stop it getting over into this point. So let's rock and roll. There we go. So it's not getting through there. And if we put another biggish one down over here, it will stop it getting through there. So I don't think it's going to be able to climb up any of these slopes anywhere. That's good. So I should really do bushes around here, but if I do that, then I probably decrease the viewing range. Do you know what I'm really considering is putting those hadrosaurs back in the environment they just came from, and changing this one up and making this into a sauropod enclosure, but I'll completely wipe it and start it again. Right, I've got 50 seconds till my Rex is ready. Am I happy with the way this looks? I'll tell you what I will do. A large nesting area. Because I'm gonna breed the Rexes for a little while anyway, get a couple of breedings out of them. Right, we got nothing on there. Quinzosaurus. Scientists busy. So we've got the Acrocantha, we've got the Giganotosaurus down here, which we should be able to work on. There's a few coming from England. I'm not sure what they're going to be. I would imagine it'd be Iguanodon, Baryonyx. Nine seconds. Hope this doesn't fail. And I'll probably have to be quick as well because this is only a small fence.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Release via airlift.
Get in the generator. Asset to be collected.
See, with this new method of doing it via the airlift, I don't really need this. I can get rid of it. Because I can just keep moving everything out each time to wherever I want to put it. There she is. There's Rexy.
Transportation underway.
Now I need to synthesize a male. So let's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Start that task. It's nearly there. So once I've got a few good attractions on the go here, then I can start building the park up and making the park itself look a lot better. You know, by changing all these paths, because they're only what I see as temporary until I can actually do it out the way I want it.
What can be said about the Tyrannosaurus Rex that hasn't been said 1,000 times before? It's an incredible, highly developed predator. Probably the best-known dinosaur out there to boot. And yet it never fails to impress. And terrify. It's a valuable addition to our collection, as long as we keep it secure.
The problem with these is the area you need for each one of these is going to be so big that you can hardly put anything on here. So you're going to be very lackluster in the amount of dinosaurs that you've actually got. Yeah, that does look very Rexy.
During most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you.
There she
Simply
is.
touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate icon.
Be good for a thumbnail if there was a little bit of sunlight on it, but not to worry. The sunlight is coming. So now we need to be thinking about what to do next. Once I've got the... Was she feeding? What's she up to? Yep, she was feeding. Trying to get her in the light, but she's moving away from the light as it's coming over. There we go, that's better. That's a good view. So once we got the male in there as well, let's see how that's going. Ready for incubation. Select the eggs. I only want one male. So let's begin incubation of the male. 3, 3, 3. It's better.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
Right. I actually want daytime to last longer. Let's see if we can change that over a little bit. I'm just going to keep it on daytime for the time being.
During most of your tour,
There we got a
the
good view of her
appropriate
in there.
information-
What's it? Inspecting the gate. Shit. You're probably not in the best place there, mate. Because I've got them set to aggressive. Right, so most of our scientists at the moment are busy. Right, we shouldn't have no fossils. Expedition. Carnotaurus. See, I do want them as well, but we need to be looking at the sauropods. Scientists busy. So yeah, it's definitely going to have to be sauropods next, and I think after that we're going to look at a marine attraction, which I think is probably going to be Megalodon. Then after that we'll have to have we could have a Quetzal, or should we go for something smaller? Tyrannosaurus, Trifidnacus, Gostenbergia. I think that's how that one's pronounced. Gostenbergia. And Dimorphodon, Tapejara, and Koyajara. Yeah, we got plenty we can think of. But okay, so let's put it in this order. So we're going to start off with Brachiosaurus, Patagotitan as well. Yeah, but we'll go with Brachiosaurus. Then I might see if we can get a Dreadnoughtus. So we're going to deal with sauropods first. Now that we've got a T-Rex, then we're going to go for something marine, which will probably be Megalodon. I also want Dunkleosteus as well. And then after that, we'll have a look at some flying reptiles as well. Upgrades that can be applied to buildings to improve the performance of their associated staff tasks. Staff Centre 3. So much we can do on this. Additional upgrade slots. There is so much to learn in this. Park teams 2, upgrades that can be applied to buildings to improve the performance of their associated park teams. Response facility tasks, scheduling, paleomedical. Yeah. Gain access to security cameras to add to the site. Okay. Increased power upgrade for power stations. Right, let's go check on progress of our Rexy. 3 minutes 45. Dilophosaurs are happy enough. Apart from the fact that they're Their area really doesn't cover anything for what they need. Have they got no water? Yeah, they've got loads of water. How much water do they need? Blimey. There's a hell of a lot of people visiting this park. I should really build a hotel, shouldn't I? What about if I build a hotel here? Activity center, innovation. All I got at the moment is small hotel. Really? Is that how small they are? That's a restroom. Right, small hotel. That's more like it. What I could do actually is put two hotels down there.
Gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
And we're going to increase it again by having two of them together facing the Rexes. There we go. So I think you can actually view from these, can't you? Oh no, you can't. Yeah, from can't remember if it was the last one, but you could actually view from the hotels and have a look out over the park, and it counted as like a viewing gallery view. The models that look really good in this. Just 11 seconds left, and hopefully we should be able to get the male in there. That'd be interesting to see their interactions.
Filling up a generator.
Synthesis procedure complete.
Right,
Incubation
release
personnel,
by
please stand by.
let's drop him in right there. Right, so we've now got people free now, so let's get the Brachiosaurus. God, they need rest. I'm gonna have to rest them up, aren't I? Actually, I think I might do that before I do any of this, otherwise I'm gonna have a mutiny on my hands. Let's rest her up as well. There he is.
Asset has been collected.
Let's see how they look in the sunlight. Ah, that's much better. Yeah, that's quite a good view on them now. I think all my little hadrosaurs are grown up. So if we quickly rush over here.
Delivery complete.
There we go. So the male's been dropped off. Let's rush over here and see how they're going to interact. Oh, I don't think there's been any interaction between them yet. Well, they're tolerating each other. I suppose that's because of the traits I set up on here. She's hunting. Oh, so they seem alright with each other. Let's have a look in here. It's not really a very good
During
view.
most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you. Simply...
No. Right, so the scientists have rested up. So let's... Whoops, it's the wrong one. Let's get ourselves onto the Brachiosaurus. Right, I need 9 and 2. So that's a good start. He's a good start. And if we send him as well. There we go. So, Brachiosauruses. No set area for them. It's going to be in here with the Gallimimus. But again, I'm gonna need a full genome. We got Lystrosaurus, haven't we? So I wonder if we can do a small pasture, a small area for Lystrosaurus. Now they're not going to need a massive fence, are they?
Understanding our genomes as broadly as possible is the first step to helping the dinosaurs thrive. The new fossils we'll be able to access now build to that goal.
Right, so I'm wondering... Right, okay, so we can now... Patago Titan. Pato, Brachio. So let's get some down on the Brachio. Start that task. Right, so I want a For the Lystrosaurus, I want them without any fences or anything. So, I'm going to need to make them a small area, but I'm going to drop it down, and then it's just going to have like a path going around it. I don't want it too deep. My question is there any way that you can actually build these areas without all the rocks appearing? I can't. Bulk demolish, single. Because I don't want rocks on every single thing that I build, you know? Smooth top. No. Flattened terrain. What does smooth terrain do? No, that just brings it back up again. Right, let's just have a quick look at these fossils. So that one. 31%, 31%, 39%, 31%, and 35%. So if I do that one and that one, put her on that one, and let's put him on that one. There must be a tool for actually removing. Smooth bottom. No, that's not what I want. Ramps. Lower terrain to flat. Alright, that's quite handy actually. Oh, I see. So you can actually just change it to. Ah, that's good. So is that actually... Ah, right, so that gets rid of the rocks, but it doesn't change the depth. So now I can grass that back up again. And it will just leave the indentation. Ah, that's good. Right, so what I need to do is make a barrier. just seeing if there's anything here I can actually use which isn't rocks all the time. Planters are very small. Yeah, they're too small to do the job. Fences. So, I mean, I could put these all around. Now, I don't know whether these are going to look right or not. No, it doesn't look very good at all, actually. So I need something that's going to go across there and act like some kind of fence. Trims. I suppose what I could do actually is put the path around there first. Let's go for smooth cobbles. Right, that won't work there. So that's sort of going around the area that way. Let's see if we can go round the back of the area here. No, I think we'll stop that one at that point there. So we got our enclosure there. Hang on, let's not forget to sort out these brachiosaur fossils. Let's go those two. So I quite like the shape of it. So what I could do... There are so many visitors here. Why are they not going down? Not quite sure why nobody's coming down. Wow, dude, you'd really be better off inspecting the gate from the other side. So has that gate actually gone all the way in? Sorry, that path, has it actually gone all the way in? Because I don't know whether the visitors can actually get down there. Because they're going everywhere else. But they don't seem to be coming down this way. So I wonder if I build a path from there and bring it around. I think I was using that one there, wasn't I? So those paths are now linked. So there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to come round there. Are they going to come down this way? Good, there's people coming down this way now. And can they get to the hotel? So let's see if we can sort that out for them. There we go. So they can now visit the hotels. Visible dinosaurs 4. Accommodation rating 100%. Doesn't say how many people are staying though. Right, so we... Right, I want to send them back off again to get some more Brachiosaurus fossils. Pato, Brachio. There we go. And send those two out. Let's see if they claimed the nest site yet. Unoccupied. I just want them both together so I can get a good thumbnail. But I don't want them walking through each other. But they do seem to be quite social with each other. She eats a lot of goats, that one. Right, back here. Let's see what the Lystrosaurus requires.
Topping up generator.
There he is. I forgot I've got compies as well, haven't I? Right, so... let's see what they like. So they can go in quite easily with Microceratus. So they need pasture. Right, so they just need pasture. That's good. Right. So let's change that to pasture in there. So I think that's what we've already got, isn't it? Cover and pasture. Didn't want the rocks again. Right, I guess I'm gonna have to live with the rocks, aren't I? That might look alright. I don't know, does that look alright? Let's try a bit of brushland. There we go. So right, so let's see if we can just first of all, let's see what kind of view. Well, yeah, I mean they are visible. So we could probably do it by just doing rocks again. So let's block this off with some nice rocks, just to make sure that they can't get up anywhere. So I don't want them escaping. That's too big. Right, okay, so what we'll do, if I drop myself down in here, we can just have a look around to see if there's any areas where we think that the Lystrosaurus could escape. That's a possibility, I suppose. So let's chuck a rock in there. I should block that area off. Let's put another one in there. So block that one. Not sure about that little bit there, so let's just chuck something in there just in case. I'll just chuck a rock down in front there. One in there. One up there. Right, that's got to be good. Oh, hang on, there's some... These sloping rocks aren't so good. If it's sloping, they can walk up it. So let's just block those off completely. Like so. Sloped around here as well. Right, I'm starting to think that that's pretty escape-proof now. So let's jump down and we'll have another look. Out of all of it, I think maybe this is the only area that hasn't got enough rock in it. So let's just see where we were. Just around here. So if I dump a rock in there. That's too big. Don't want anything that big. That one there, I'd use the same one, but we'd chuck it in there, like so. There we go. So, there's our paddock for the Lystrosaurus. Oh, I see. I press the space bar and that's pause. Of course it is. Right. Let's get a path coming off of here. And let's send it straight through to there. Then people could... Really? You really gonna fuck me around like that? Right. Back to the rocks. That's more than a little bit annoying, that was. Right. There we go, just to block that off a bit better. Right, so I reckon they won't get out there. So let's go and get some Lystrosaurus on the go. Not sure what their genome's at 100%. So go for that one. Actually, I quite like that pattern. So the males can have that pattern, and the females can have. Yeah, they can go with that one, I think. What traits? Oh, we've got lots of traits we can use with them. Humility. This trait reduces the environmental needs of all animals in their territory. So let's put that up to 100%. Lifespan. Better have long livers. There we go. So that's fine. So let's begin the task. Right. So let's try the ones with less scientific traits. Try and raise them up a little bit. There we go.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
So we should be able to get
Synthesis proceed.
4 eggs. We've only got 3 out of that. So let's get 1 male and 2 females. A bit skittish, but
Commencing synthesis procedure.
let's have a look at dinosaur footprints. See, I wouldn't sell them, I'd keep them. Right. So current at 74. There we go. Let's have a view on the expedition map. What's that one over there? Quinzosaurus. Acrocantho. Hepato. Those ones are exhausted. These ain't going to be long. So I need ground fibre and ground leaf. Ground fibre. So I can't get ground fibre and ground leaf in the same one. Ground leaf, ground fibre. More ground leaf up round there. Right, so hopefully that should be ideal for them. So we'll release them via airlift. And
Heading to collect the asset. Acknowledging asset collection request.
there we go. Right, these are going to be tiny little dinosaurs. Right. Ah, we got people coming down here now. That's good. Are they coming round?
Welcome a Lystrosaurus to the park.
There's hardly anybody coming down to see the Rexes, though.
Asset has been collected.
But there's a lot of people going up this way.
Refueling generator.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Lystrosaurus to the park.
Right, so you'd walk up here. And you'd think, hang on, I can't see anything.
In transit.
It's because they're not here yet. Where are they? They're tiny.
The Lystrosaurus, a true survivor of the dinosaur world. No one is quite sure how this animal survived the mass Permian extinction event, but survive it did. It might be small in stature and toothless, bar those upper canine tusks, but the Lystrosaurus was a remarkably successful species in its time, and now, of course, in our time as well.
Right, the viewing areas ain't the best, I will admit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Lystrosaurus to the park.
Transit has commenced.
So let's see. Oh, I've actually got a happy one. Right, so
Confirming asset delivery.
the one environment that I make fairly big actually turns out to be much bigger than it actually needed to be. There's the next one. So let's have a look in the fossils. Right, this will make it 100%. And then I will make a couple of brachios. And they will live in here. Because I think this is deep water. Pretty sure it is. And I will actually make sure it is. Yeah.
Confirming asset delivery.
So then what I need to know is what the Brachiosaurus is like. Right, so let's have a look. They get along with a lot of them. Ornithomimosaurus, that's good. No dislike, large appetite. So they need cover, wetland, water, and tall nut. So let's have a look at tool nut. You need to make sure there's definitely some tool nut over there. Ground leaf, tool leaf. Tool nut, there we go. So they... So if we put that, plenty of tool nut around here, so they can be seen. That's good. Right, let's have a look now. Brachiosaurus, 100%. That's it. So, cover 14%, wetland 19%, water 10%, tool nut 57. I think we're pretty close to where we want to be. I think that's good. I think we'll let's have a look at them. So, damn, I need to change that. There's nothing I can do on their traits at the moment. Brachiosaurus 1993. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't got the Jurassic Park 3 colour scheme. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I did. So that's Gambia River. And that's the one from the film. Because, of course, they're female in the film only. And, yeah. I quite like that. So there we go. So I wonder how many I can actually get.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
Just 2 eggs. But I suppose actually I could put a male and a female out, hopefully, and then I could put a large breeding site in there and get the Brachiosaurus to just breed naturally. That sounds like a viable proposition. So let's put one over here. I know there's no valid dinosaurs yet, but alright, we'll do that afterwards. Right, so let's see, what did we get? We got one of each, so I'm fine with that. We can have a male and a female, and then I'll put a nesting site in and I'll let them reproduce themselves. Right, need 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Commencing
There we go. So
synthesis procedure.
2.5 minutes for those. Let's have a look in the research folder. What are we researching here? Insufficient skill for those at the moment. Land hatchery upgrades. Lagoon and aviaries. Right, so I got the brachiosaurs, and next I said I was going to look at something marine, wasn't I? I can have a look at those later on for Dreadnoughtus. But we need Megalodon. We absolutely 100% need Megalodon in here. So, we'll wait until the scientists have finished what they're doing now. Then we'll put them onto Megalodon. Excellent. Right. Let's see how the Rexes are getting on. They haven't claimed... Where is he? Oh, there he is. Wonder where he'd gone. Not enough space, but they're okay. I know they need a lot of area. They got more arid than they actually needed. They got a lot of cover. Not enough pasture. So, I suppose what we can do is change some of this to pasture. I wish it would do that though without changing the rock formations. He's on the hunt. Right, here we go.
Getting the generator back up.
So, let's get these into their enclosure now.
Collection request received. Picking up asset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Brachiosaurus to the park.
So we can now research. No. Scientist limit 5. So we need 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But it's a limit of 5. Okay. So that's easy enough. I need to train some up. Can I get any more scientists at the moment? I can recruit 2 more. Reduces the cost of incubation. Increase unrest limit by 4. Increases welfare potential by 5. Decreases task time by 50% for expedition. Increases all skills by 1. That's what I like, and I think that's about all I can get now. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. That's good then. Right, so I need to get some training. She can't train on anything. She needs to rest. She needs to train. So let's train her on logistics. She can train, so let's train her on logistics. He's got 5 in logistics, but he can still train and get higher. So we do that. So that's gonna get us probably about the right amount. There's our brachio.
Asset transportation in progress.
Blimey, mate, be careful. The way he was swinging about on there. Struth. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Brachis.
I think we'll wait before we put anything else into research. And how are they doing? Yeah, they're all happy.
Transporting asset.
I may need to build a much bigger one than this anyway, because I want more than just Edmontosaurus, because I want Parasaurolophus, Coryphosaurus, all those sorts. I'm not sure what ones are actually available in this.
Now, much like me, the Brachiosaurus has a huge heart. Of course, this dinosaur needs it just to get blood to the very tip of its head and tail. Whereas, I'm just that nice a guy. Did I hear someone snicker back there?
Right, let's have a look. So missing cover. Not enough tool nut. I thought I put loads in there. Okay. Tool nut. Gonna put loads of tool nut in there. How's that? Is that better for you? Tool nut. Still nowhere near enough, but cover. So we should be able to do some cover. Going over some of that tool nut there. So cover's good. A bit more than they needed. Tool nuts I got to put absolutely shitloads of tool mat in there. Water, way more than they need, but that's good. But it's saying wetland not enough. What about if I change this into some wetland? There we go, so that should be okay. Wetland, still not enough, but better than it was. Do you know, they're going to have to stop being so fussy. Let's make sure our Gallimimus is still happy. What are you missing, mate? What are you missing? Ground leaf. Have I taken too much ground leaf away? Can't win here, can I? Let's put a little bit of ground leaf up here for him. Is that a little bit better for you? There's a bit more. 56% now. See, the size of these areas, you're not really going to be able to make a huge park. So you probably have to do a custom one. Which maybe that's what I should have gone and done in the first place, really. But let's have a look and see if I can see them. There they are. And they can see them down here. They look good. So let's have a little check in on our Lystrosaurus and see how they're doing. Seeing if they're happy. They're the only ones that are naturally happy. Should I put a little nest for them? Seeing as they're the happy ones. There we go, they got a little nest in sight now. Feeder needs resupply. Which one? Take me to it.
If you hadn't noticed, a dinosaur is terrorizing your guests. This is the exact kind of disaster that I try so hard to warn people against. And yet, here we are again. Geez, you know, at times like this, one feels, well, that maybe extinct animals should just be left extinct.
Why is it taking away my rocks? That is so annoying. That is really annoying. That is one aspect of this that I don't like, is the way it does that, but right, how can they still be a danger to guests? And that feeder needs resupplying. Right, where's my is it the rangers that resupply it? Yeah. You'd think that stuff like that would be done from underground though, wouldn't you? Right, so I don't think they're a danger to the guests anymore now that I've sorted out their environment. That's my only problem at the moment, is the feeder. Right, now this could be a problem. Blimey, mate. Excellent. Right. Now let's see if you can get out of there without being destroyed. So how's my brachios? Yeah, I think they'll be alright. Problem with this, they need so many trees and stuff like this that half of them you can't even see them. Like the gallimimus. I think they would have been better if they were a bit more feathered. So yeah, they're fine with sauropods, so that's good. Well, they're going to naturally dislike predators. Right, so let's have a look where we got to now then. So we've got our hadrosaur bay, which nobody's getting down to see. Where's the eggs been found? My lystrosaurs are breeding. So, right, yeah, as I was saying before I got distracted by eggs. So our hadrosaur bay is done, but that may well be dismantled at a later date and rebuilt to something better. The sauropod and ornithomimosaur paddock is up and going. There's going to be other things going in there as well. There we have our T-Rex pair. They still haven't decided to breed yet. Fine. And we got our Lystrosaurus, and they are breeding. And we got our Dilophosaurus, which we're going to have to do something else with because I don't like this. We'll build them something better on the next one, I think. So, all is going well. So on the next one, when we come back, we will think about what was it? Marine reptiles, wasn't it? So, view our research. Oh, we can actually do that now. No, we can't because it needs to be... We can only use 5 scientists, which sucks. Big time. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go see if we can train anyone else. Right, so he can train up to 2 more on there. I was going to end the video, but I got distracted now. He can train 1 more on legit. No, he can't. Oh, we're training him up on genetics. So he can train 1, which is logistics. That's good. She can train 2 on logistics. No training there. He can train 2 on logistics. She's got 3. She can train 2 on logistics. I'm just getting the logistics right up because that's what's holding me back from a lot of stuff on here. Logistics she can't do. Let's go genetics. She can train one. Genetics. Her genetics goes up to 10. That's pretty cool. And finally, him, he can't do anything. He can't train anything. Right. So there we go. That's where we're going to leave it. When we come back on the next one, their training should be over and we can get ourselves a Megalodon area. Now, where are we going to put that? I think I might start doing some stuff over this side so that we can actually start branching out a little bit more. So I'll try and keep land-based over this side and marine and aerial over this side. So yeah, so that'd be the plan for the next one then. So if you want to join me for that, remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and all that jazz. And here's a final view of the T-Rexes before we finish. There you go. Anyway, I will see you on the flip side. I'll catch you all later.